You know, fam, when I first saw this video, I'm just like, maybe I don't want to make a video. But then I kind of rewatched it again, listened to the whole thing again, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I want to do a video on this. And it's just really funny, in my opinion, too, that these fanboys hold on to their exclusives like it's the fucking holy grail. But then again, if you remove this from the console war, they really have nothing else to freaking console war over except for, like, what, specs for their consoles, how they feel and how they look about the console. It would really be interesting to see if the exclusives got removed from the fucking consoles and really see what these fanboys would start fighting about. It'd be very interesting. Because I'll be frankly honest with you guys, exclusives these days are just very anti-consumer, especially the prices on consoles these days. You might as well move to PC because at least on PC, all the exclusives are coming to PC. And apparently a lot of other exclusives are starting to go to different consoles. Well, you know, a lot of people are saying that's not happening either, but you know, Sea of Thieves is selling really well on PlayStation, so you never know what Sony's gonna do. Am I right, fam? Anyway, besides that mess, fam, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. I always like talking to you guys. And hey, subscribe to the channel if you do truly enjoy this content. Because you know what? By the end of this year, I want to get to 10K. I really want to hit that goal. So, if, like I said, you enjoy that content, you already know what to do. But besides all that sellout stuff, fam, please make sure to have yourself a nice little drink and a nice little snack. And let's just go ahead and dive right into this content.
First and foremost, people have reached out to me multiple times in comments on social media asking too. They hate exclusivity. They think it shouldn't exist. They give a bunch of reasons, and not that they're not sound or solid reasons, but they just don't understand the gravitas of it and why they are important, and they just think it's not fair.
And those people are very based because you know what? People are starting to wake up and figure out, oh God, these exclusives barely serve any purposes these days. They don't make our games any better. They just make these companies richer. So what is the purpose of keeping an exclusive if it only benefits the fucking company? So you know what? Those people are pretty fucking based in my opinion. And let's not to mention that the consoles are starting to get more and more expensive, that it's just getting to the point where you could just go ahead and buy a PC and it'll last you a lot longer than a console would. Because especially the PC I have right now, it's lasted me a lot longer than the how can I explain, the Xbox One and the Series X put together.
The funny part is, and this is not a salty batch video, but the funny part is it is mostly Xbox centric players.
How to be disingenuous 101. Oh my God, these people, I swear to God. You know, it's not only just the Xbox fanboys, right? It's the people that play on PC and play on PlayStation too. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on PlayStation that would like to play Halo. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on PlayStation that would like to play Gears of War. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on Xbox that would like to play Xbox. I mean, not Xbox. What is wrong with me? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people on Xbox that would like to play Spider-Man or Ghost of Tsushima or God of War. How about that?
What makes you go to an ecosystem, to a platform? What brings you into that brand? If you have no question or you don't know the answer, then we have to dig a little bit deeper.
I know where he's going with his argument. Okay, it's just not exclusives that people just solely go to the console for. It's the UI, how the controllers feel, how the console looks like, how it just, there's so many other factors besides the exclusives. But let's worry about just the exclusives, okay, Xbox? Let's just worry about those.
For most of you, I hope you said it's the games. The games is what drives you to an ecosystem or platform. That is 100% de facto the truth of the matter.
Exclusives aren't everything, Xbox. If your fucking console does not run the game well, people will not buy it, no matter how good the exclusives are. Okay, I'm one of those people. I truly am. Also, too, if your controller sucks and people really dislike holding it in their hands, they're not going to buy your console. Okay, they're going to try maybe find a different way to get other controllers on there so they could actually enjoy it. But other than that, if your controller, your hardware in this situation absolutely sucks, it doesn't matter how good your exclusives are. They're just going to avoid it. Like Google Stadia. Remember Google Stadia, guys? Remember? Yeah? Anybody enjoy those type of games? Nope, nobody? Okay.
Growing up, or if you grew up with the system, were also on Nintendo. What would be the point of getting a Sega Genesis, aside from possibly more power? They touted that they were faster, they touted they were stronger. You have a different controller, of course, the ABC buttons. You still got the D-pad, but it was a bigger controller. The console was black, it wasn't gray. It didn't have the other aesthetics that Nintendo had, but again,
1 minute later.
what's going to bring you over to Sega Genesis as opposed to the Nintendo console if it had all those games? The answer should be nothing. The answer should be you would only own a Nintendo system in the 80s and even the 90s.
So if I'm understanding him correctly, guys, I believe he's saying in this situation, anybody can correct me in the comment section and I'll pin it or whatever in that situation, whatever. What I'm getting from what he's saying in this situation, if that all exclusives were not existing around that time where the Sega Genesis came out, or whatever Nintendo system came out, that I would defaultly go ahead and pick the Nintendo one, right? Not exactly, because see, around that time, depending on the price, how it looks, and its performance would be major factors of which console I would buy.
Why would you get a Sega Genesis if it did not have anything to offer you but a controller or a different aesthetic? Possibly a little bit of a faster processing unit. What would be the difference? That's my question. There wouldn't be a difference.
Funny that you ask, X-Vault, because there's a thing called your fucking preference. Because you see, if I was to get a PlayStation controller and an Xbox controller, and then you asked me, hey Gara, which one do you prefer? Do you enjoy the nice bulky controller or do you like the nice slim controller? I'm going to tell you that I enjoy the bulky fucking controller. Why? Because my hands are fucking huge. And it's scary when I grab somebody's face with this, or I could grab a basketball with one hand. Like it's that scary, guys. But again, it comes down to your own preference in this situation, X-Fault. That's it. That's all it is. If the exclusives were gone, it would just be down to your preference. Just the same with the exclusives. You take the exclusives out of the equation, it's still in the matter of fact of your preference.
If those were available still on the Nintendo system as well, why would you go to a brand new system as well? You have to have the games to entice the consumer to bring you over to that console platform or to that ecosystem or whatever you want to call it.
Again, exclusives are not the definitive fucking answer to the situation. If your fucking online service does not work, then guess what? People are going to use it to play multiplayer games. If the fucking games are absolutely buggy, disastrous, and don't run correctly on that specific console, people are not going to buy that console. If the fucking disk drive in the console, it has a higher chance of shredding your disk while you're trying to play the game, guess what? People aren't going to buy that console.
Nobody is going to jump in and go, I'm just going to get a PlayStation or I'm going to get an Xbox, even though everything's available everywhere.
Very poor choice of words.
You know what? I'm going to do a little test right here real quickly with my audience real quickly. So let me ask you guys something real quickly. If exclusives weren't anything and you could get your game, your Spider-Man, your God of War, your Halo, Gears of War, anywhere you want, let me ask you something real quickly. Would you A, go buy an Xbox Series X or S, or B, would you go buy a PlayStation 5? Which is, both of these consoles are around about $600, except for the Series S, which is ranging about $250 to $300. So tell me, fam, right now, which one would you buy? Would you buy the Series S so you could go buy an excessive amount of games, or would you buy the more expensive fucking console? Please tell me in the comments. I'm very curious. And if it was me in this situation, I was going to ask you guys, I would get the Series S. Now, you may be asking, why were you going to get the Series S, Gara? Due to the fact that I'm not a really big graphics guy, and I could, A, spend that other $300 and go buy some games and actually have fun with those games. Huh, shocker. Talk about saving money and getting more bang for your buck.
The more similar they become to a PC. And we know that they would also be available on PC, right? Because we have to throw that into the fray. Then why would you own a PlayStation? Why would you own a Nintendo? Why would you own a Sega Genesis? I'm going to let you sit with that for a second. Why would you own any of those? Why would you not just go PC?
How about an easy little thing called convenience? You know, people just want to, after a long days of hard work, they just want to kick back, sit down on the couch, grab their controller, just turn it on and start talking to their friends and playing video games. Secondly, the Nintendo Switch is a hybrid, so you could take that thing anywhere with you and play video games if you want to. Now, guarantee you might as well buy yourself a Steam Deck at that point because it's so underpowered, it's not even funny. But the point being is, it's convenience. It's just enough convenience for people to pick PC over PC, because a lot of people, from what I've heard, say, well, it's kind of hard to mess around with PC and update the drives. And once people finally figure out it's not that hard, even if I could figure it out, you could figure it out. But again, I understand them. It's convenience. That's all it is. And preference, too.
People want to argue the fact that, well, where my friends are at, well, your friends can change at any time.
Wow, no kidding, X-Volt. It's not like people's preferences change on the constant. You know, one person could be liking PlayStation 1 minute, next minute they'll be liking the Switch a lot better, next minute they'll be switching into the Xbox because it's got different aesthetics compared to the other consoles. There's so many very different variables, it's not even funny. The exclusives are not the only fucking excuse, X-Volt.
Game was available everywhere. You're still going to go to where your friends are at. And if Nintendo led it early and everybody was there, no one's going to jump over to Xbox, even though the games are there. Even if it performs better on the Xbox system, you're going to stay in the Nintendo ecosystem because that's where your friends and family are probably still playing.
Oh, look at that. Another reason. Man, that's another reason why you would stay on the Xbox or the PlayStation, because these days, the exclusives are not bringing in the numbers like they used to. And these companies are starting to get a little froggy with their profits lately. And I'm telling you, it's probably going to end up happening that PlayStation games are going to come to the Xbox console because PlayStation wants to make more money.
Without exclusives, there's no reason to stay with PlayStation if all of PlayStation games were on Xbox. There is no reason to stay with Nintendo necessarily if Nintendo games were available on PlayStation and Xbox.
You just said all the things previously that just straight up counter your argument. It would be the performance and how things run with the UI. There are so many other things besides the exclusives. I'm starting to sound like a broken record right now. I gotta stop doing that. But the fact is, depending on your own preference is where you're going to end up on. That's it.
They cannot survive without you or the consumer buying enough of the software to support that ecosystem.
Bruh, okay, seriously, you want to sit there like you pretend you know everything? Just Xbox just existing right now proves you fucking wrong right now, just for that little fact.
As a matter of fact, if that didn't happen, guess what? We would probably all just have PCs to this day. That's where it would have landed. There would be no consoles. Consoles have benefits because they're simple to set up. You can have them last 5 to 8 to 10 years.
Honestly, it really depends on your preference. Do you want to go full PC on this and you have like higher quality and more access to more games? Yeah, go right ahead. Go pick up PC, perfectly fine. You want to stay on console? Go right ahead. Easy preference. You could just get online, talk to your friends all the time. You know, it's the simple shit that people enjoy, okay? Some people don't like PC. Okay. Some people don't like console. Okay. But how the pendulum is swinging recently, the exclusives are coming to being a dying breed.
Exclusives aren't always going to sell the most as opposed to a multi-platform game. You're right. Spider-Man 2 is not going to sell more than Call of Duty because Call of Duty is always going to be a multi-platform game, at least as far as I can tell, even though, you know, Microsoft still owns the IP now.
You know, if you release Spider-Man on day and date with PlayStation, especially on PC and Xbox, I'm pretty sure it would have sold gangbusters. I'm telling you right now, there was a lot of people that wanted that Spider-Man game on PC and Xbox the same day it released to PlayStation. I kid you not. That was an interesting day. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now, that Spider-Man game on release was really fucking good. And I kind of wished everybody like on Xbox and PC got that chance. But you know what? that possibility of Spider-Man outselling Call of Duty if you actually made it multiplat, it would have happened. In my honest opinion, I think it would have happened because Spider-Man's big.
It doesn't make sense to me. They should do away with it. Everybody should have access to games because I want to play on my platform and my ecosystem of my choice. Well, that's cute. That's fun. But in reality, that's not how business works. These businesses, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, Amazon, whether Google for Google Stadia, they are not here for you. They are there for them. To make them money.
Yeah, and guess what, X-Fault? If they see the success that Microsoft is having with like their games being brought over to their console too, guess what they're going to do? Like they have done it previously with fucking Microsoft. They're with Microsoft, Microsoft bringing their games to fucking PC day and date, and they've been pretty successful with that. What is PlayStation doing right now? They're bringing their games to fucking PC and they're making gangbangers, especially with Helldivers. What do you think's going to happen? You don't think they're going to start putting effort in? Like, okay, we have to make these games multiplat so we can actually make money. You really think they're going to listen to some fanboy that they already have wrapped around their finger? You think they're really going to listen to you? They're not going to listen to a person like me like, hey, you know what? I have money. Can you please port it to PC or Xbox? Because I'll gladly pay for it. 110%.
Especially nowadays, let's say you're young enough, you're getting into gaming, you're making your choice. What's the point of owning a Nintendo over an Xbox if Mario Odyssey was on both day and date, or they eventually came a year later, whatever the case is? What is the point? That is exactly the point. That's why exclusives are there. That's why they matter.
Let's see. Knowing younger Gara, if it was his choice in this situation, a $600 console or a console that goes between $250 to $300 and that I could spend, less and get more money and have a hybrid console where I could take it on the go and actually enjoy myself. Wonder which one I would pick. I would pick the Nintendo Switch because I don't give a two fucks about fucking graphics. As long as it runs well, I'll be perfectly fine. And spoiler alert too, I get to have more games. Yay! And for the love of God, don't bring the fucking children into this, X-Ball. Well, for the love of God, knock that the fuck off. For the love of God, this is about exclusives. Anyway, speaking of too, I would rather have the next generation of gamers not deal with exclusives to where they have to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars just to play exclusives. I want them to be free and have fun of their own, like I did when I was younger, except for the exclusive part. That one was a pain in the ass.
That's why you got a lot of PC elitists out there that get very upset over console exclusivity because they also feel they have the right, even though they pirate, a lot of them pirate, emulate, whatever, sometimes for good reasons, sometimes bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're going into the day and age of where we don't own our digital products anymore. Hell, even our physicals are starting to just be little tokens to where we could just inject to our consoles and that's it. We have to download like a 50 gigabyte patch update. Yeah, I'm sorry that's starting to become a reality. A lot of us don't want to, so we can actually give money to the developers that deserve it. But at this time and point that these scumbag companies want to pull this type of stuff on us, no surprise a lot of people want just to pirate or emulate. Like, really? You think this is a one-up on you for exclusives? You really think that?
But again, as a business, they're not here for you. PC elitists like to play by their own rules. They think they're above the rules. They think they're above how everything works in reality, and they're not.
Yeah, no, we don't think we're above you guys at all. No. But what we are above of and above the rules of is the fanboys. Because you know what? We're sick and tired of you fanboys giving money to these companies, influencing their laziness and all that type of stuff. That's why we love having the freedom on PC, and they're going to be playing by our rules. You either port it over and we give you money, or you get nothing. We don't have to fucking sit there and put our information in just to play online games. Okay, we don't have to pay that extra fee of just using our internet just to play multiplayer, unlike the fucking console people. And not to mention too, a lot of our games get preserved a lot better versus on console, because the consoles start to die out a lot easier, and Steam and GOG preserves our games a lot better than, well, what consoles do these days.
PlayStation fans do not get upset when we've seen Indiana Jones being exclusive to Xbox and PC. We may be like, hey, dang, I'd like to play that on my platform, but we don't get mad like, why is that exclusive?
I'ma plant me a dumbass tree.
It seems like PC and Xbox fans tend to be the ones that are most upset about it and don't understand why they're there, and that everybody could be a kumbaya.
Actually, we would be. Actually, the only thing you fanboys would be fighting right now is the IP wars and which hardware is better to buy. I mean, it's not really surprising me you guys would still be, but you know what? A lot of us that, you know, actually do play video games and want to enjoy video games with our fans and friends too, just want to play video games. That's all we want to do. And I'm going to be frankly honest too. I hope exclusives go away just to piss people off like X-Vault.
Just wouldn't exist. So your brand is probably going to cease to exist as far as a platform if that's how you truly wanted things to be. Just stating the truth there. So,
stating the truth there. Oh God, I love it when these fanboys make themselves so delirious thinking that they're the optimal truth teller in this situation. Again, Xbox has been doing this for years, and they're doing perfectly fine as a brand. It's only because of you fanboys that lose their absolute minds that even these talking points even come up in the first place. But anyway, that's pretty much all the salt I got for you guys today, and hopefully you guys really did enjoy it. And if you guys did, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. And you know what? I gotta stop doing that. You guys already know what the drill is if you guys enjoy this type of content. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.